Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is the GOCC Sabbath recap portion. We're gonna have my brother Jamar come up and do the recap of the lesson. So the title of that lesson from last week was "Thou shalt not kill and the spirit of murder." Now, for those of you who are watching, brothers and sisters who are watching, right? I want you to subscribe. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and make a comment. All right? Without further ado, we're gonna have my brother Jamar come up and get a recap of the lesson.
Okay, today I will be recapping last week's lesson titled "Thou shalt not kill and the spirit of murder." In terms of the physical aspect, we know taking someone's life is very wrong and comes with extreme consequences in the end. But that point is already self-explanatory to everyone here today. So let's take a deeper dive. Within the Bible, we can find that murder can bleed into the spirit, and without self-examination, you yourself could be considered a murderer as well. So let's first go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 21. Again, that's Matthew chapter 5, verse 21, and it reads, "Ye have heard that it was said of them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire." So here in Matthew, we can see in the same breath where we are warned of the danger of the judgment for the physical action of murder, being angry with your brother or sister without cause is warned about the same danger of judgment, displaying the seriousness of being a spiritual murder along and how it weighs against the physical. So next, we know being angry or angered is just the first stepping stone of committing any murder. If we leave that anger unchecked, it will quickly spread and turn into pure hatred toward another person, which is usually the last straw before everything goes downhill. So next, let's go to 1 John chapter 3, verse 15. Again, that's 1 John chapter 3, verse 15, and it reads, "Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer, and ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him." So in 1 John, we can see if we have hatred towards one another, whether in the church or outside the church, you would be titled as a murderer with no shot of getting into the kingdom. So now that we are able to briefly identify what the spirit of murder looks like, how can we begin to self-examine and make sure that we don't have that murderous spirit in us? So let's go to Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Again, that's Matthew chapter 18, verse 15, and it reads, "Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother." So when someone does something to make you angry, you should be quick to handle that matter exactly like Matthew 18, so we can remain in the righteous and not allow any form of anger to turn into hatred. So let's go to James chapter 1, verse 19. Again, that's James chapter 1, verse 19. And it reads, "Moreover, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Ahiah." So in James, it gives us a step-by-step process of how to guard ourselves spiritually from the spirit of murder. It all comes down to the ability to self-examine in the heat of the moment while also being patient with one another. Shabbat Shalom.
Hi, I'm Bishop Anya. Thanks for coming to the Gathering of Christ Church Cleveland YouTube page. Don't forget to hit the bell, choose all notifications, click like, comment, and subscribe.